about ready to get in the shower here in a second, but I'm sitting here noticing something random on these dang videos that keep coming across my screen on like Instagram and stuff. And I'm noticing like an uptick in men who are posting a women for example, he work a 16-hour shift, he come home, ain't no food on the table. And he recording her like, you know what I'm saying, I just came home from a 16-hour shift, 16-hour shift. Where the food at? You know what I'm saying? You ain't here eating pizza, you ain't here eating Wingstop, whatever the case may be. Where's the food at for everybody? Or, for example, there was a video that came across my circumference where it was a young man came home from work, shorty snacking on Popeyes. The baby is right next to her. He says, well, what did the baby eat? The baby says, I had rice earlier. That man says, I know, buddy, I gave you rice before I left for work. But what have you eaten since then? The baby stops talking. He asked her, why you ain't feed my son? You know what I'm saying? Shit like this, that's your child. You fed him rice before you left. He was fine. He seemed fine. Ain't no wrong with him. You know, he ain't dead. Now, here's my thing with that whole thing. I'm about to 1, 2, 3 when I look down on the timer. I'm about to get in the shower, so I'm kind of rushing. Here's the thing. You knew who you got with when you got with her. Okay? And if you didn't know who you got with when you got with her, I'm learning, personally, it's nothing to be mad at. You just didn't properly vet the individual in question. So, you found out what you found out. Ask further questions to come to a further and more conclusive conclusion. Period. Ask further questions. So is that going to be something that's regular for you, babe? Where I can leave you here with my son and you're not going to feed him? You're not going to feed him because that's not your child? She yay or nay, you have your answer and you take it from there. You know what I'm saying? In that case. In the case, for example, in the other case with the other man who was like, you know what I'm saying, I work 16 hours, where the food at? And his lady was like, you should have picked something up on your way home. Those types of videos always trip me out too, because, for example, you know, in the beginning stages of dealing with somebody, whether or not they're a selfish individual, okay? Whether or not they like to do nice things for other people, or whether they feel most loved and most lovely when receiving nice things from other people, okay? If you don't vet a person at least that far, that individual does not have any business in your immediate area, okay? But those are the mistakes that we make when we're so interested in the package that we lose sight of the gift that's actually inside of the box, whether it's a diamond or a piece of coal. You feel me? The wrapping is so nice. It's easy to get mesmerized in the wrappings of things, how things look. Oh, they look so good. You know what I'm saying? Whole time, shorty's a demon. And I don't just mean that for women. I mean that for men as well. Like, I've lived that life. I've experienced that personally, where you see I had the hardest time falling for, beautiful smiles, big brown eyes, and lots of fucking hair. That was the package that almost every single one of my demons came in. They were sexy, girl. They were sexy. Okay? Because the demons, whoever to make the demons, baby, know just how I like it. Because when I tell you... demons, when I say the parasites in me, the demon in me wants to deal with them folks, or wanted to deal with those folks in the past, because at this point in time, my appetite has changed. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know better, you do better, so you move better. You feel me? My appetite is different, so I don't have the taste for the same things in life that I had the taste for at one point. Those things actually at this point are kind of repulsive to think about. And that's just something that happens as we grow and learn, and that's something we have to accept as well. But I don't know. That being the case is one thing. You get with a shorty, you'll never see that. But you see it. You see it. There are red flags beforehand. We just pick and choose when we're going to make excuses for these things. I also am noticing that it's being, yes, it's being spoken about more in an effort to point the finger back at women who are calling men out on their shit, but it's more men out here that's speaking up for themselves as they being done dirty. Straight up. I'm a firm believer that people in general, they are only as good as their experiences have forced them to grow to be. So these young men can be, and it just like it's two sides to every coin. Just like women get dogged out and traumatized and cheated on and this and that and the third, men experience that same thing. So I don't know. It's just been interesting observing the way things have shifted. People are speaking out on things that typically they were silent about. People are not just speaking out on things, but giving visual access to things that at one point were not even a topic of discussion. And I think it's wonderful in regards to being a time of learning, but it don't quite seem to be all the time. Most times it seems like more of a time of point fingers, who can get the last finger pointed. I don't know. It was just interesting to notice what I noticed, because I did notice that these men are like, look, I love you, baby, but you hurting me. You know what I'm saying? And you don't see a lot of that. The change in life being such that men can now have that space to speak and feel free enough to say, okay, look, I'm a man, yes, but as a grown man, baby, you are hurting me. You know what I'm saying? Or as a grown man, as the provider of our space and our lifestyle, I expect these things. Why is that wrong? You know what I'm saying? It just sucks that normally those men are in situations with individuals who are going to point out where their feelings are invalid and wrong. And, that's a story for another day. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm just noticing the shifts, and they're interesting to watch if you pay attention. Anyway, have a great day.